Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host, Eddie, and in today's video, I'll be going over a couple of newsworthy items that have been happening the past couple days, starting with confirmation and the announcement that, yes, it's happening, and whether you're super excited about it or you're totally opposed to it because you feel it's completely unnecessary, Jurassic World is getting a sequel. Jurassic World 2 is set to hit theaters June 22nd, 2018, with both Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard both returning to reprise their roles, and as of this moment, those are the only two confirmed characters and stars set to reappear. The film's director, Colin Trevorrow, who directed Jurassic World, will not be returning to direct, but rather to screenwrite and produce it, I believe. And he's hinted at the possibility that this movie will actually be taking off island. It won't be happening on the same island like this movie, or any island for that matter. So this could happen somewhere else. And keep in mind, and before I begin, if you have not seen Jurassic World yet, do not watch or continue watching or listening to this video, as I will be discussing some pretty big spoilers from the movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, don't keep listening or watching. That being said, if you recall that towards the end of Jurassic World, Dr. Wu actually escapes with a number of embryos and DNA genetic research in his briefcases, and he makes his escape on the helicopter with the mercenaries that were hired by InGen to recapture the island from the Indominus. So he makes it out of there, and if he's not, he's probably most certainly not going back to InGen. And like he said to Mr. Mizrani earlier in the film, eventually somebody else is going to start doing what we have been doing all these years here at InGen, here at Jurassic Park, at Jurassic World. Other people are going to tamper with and play with genetic research and genetic creations. So, of course, a sequel is, it can happen. Now, should it happen? I don't know. I personally loved Jurassic World. I liked it so much that I saw it twice on the same day. I absolutely adored it, and I intend to buy it on DVD when it comes out on DVD. But is a sequel completely necessary? No. No, they could probably have left the franchise alone after this. I can understand why they wanted to do this one, because Jurassic Park 3 was so iffy. Like, it had its moments, but overall it was not that great of a film. So I could see why they wanted to do a fourth one. But, of course they were going to do a it's not that surprising that they announced a sequel to this, that Universal said, oh, let's do a sequel, because this movie has made a ridiculous amount of money in such a short time. Hell, for a while there, it even beat the Avengers box office record. This film, from what I read, passed $500 million at the box office worldwide. So of course they're going to do another sequel, because they know people are going to be willing to pay to go see it. And I'm probably going to be one of them. So, I guess it doesn't really matter to me if they were going to do a sequel or not. I mean, if they are, fine, I'll accept that. I'm sure I'll enjoy it anyway. I've always enjoyed the Jurassic Park franchise, so I'll probably like it. And as we learn more about it in the next couple years, I'll bring you more updates as well. But for now, our release date is June 22nd, 2018, with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard both returning to replay their roles, with director Colin Trevorrow returning as a screenwriter and possibly producer. Moving on from Universal onto DC, it's finally been confirmed and announced that Chris Pine, most recently known for playing Captain James T. Kirk in the Star Trek franchise and next year's Star Trek Beyond, the third and possibly final Star Trek film for him, it will be playing the character Steve Trevor, Wonder Woman's boyfriend, fiance, lover, whatever you want to call him, in the upcoming solo Wonder Woman film, which is due out June 23rd, 2017, I believe. It's been finally announced and confirmed by Warner Brothers and DC that is who Chris Pine is playing, because it's been in speculation for weeks now, if not the past couple months, where he was in negotiations to either play this role of Colonel Steve Trevor or play Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern movie, and overall in the DC universe. But it looks like he's made his decision and he is playing Colonel Steve Trevor. Well, okay, that's fine. I've seen images and I've seen pictures and images of Steve Trevor from the comics. He's handsome, good-looking guy, and Wonder Woman's a glamorous, beautiful woman. So yeah, I think he and Gal Gadot could probably create some pretty good sparks and chemistry on screen together. So okay, I'll accept that. And this is good because this also leaves open for the possibility that this Green Lantern will most likely be John Stewart and not Hal Jordan, which was so disastrously portrayed in the first Green Lantern film from a few years ago, played by Ryan Reynolds. Ugh, what a piece of shit that movie was. Sorry, guys, but I gotta be honest, it really sucked. But anyway, moving on. So hopefully this means that when Green Lantern's casting is announced, that it means he will be played by an African-American actor who will most likely be playing the Jon Stewart version of Green Lantern, which is the version of Green Lantern I've always enjoyed anyway. So hopefully that still remains. However, it is possible that Hal Jordan may appear as well, but hopefully they'll get him right this time. And obviously he will not be played by Chris Pine since he is playing Colonel Steve Trevor. And Wonder Woman, from what I read, is scheduled to start shooting later this fall. And on top of that, Justice League Part 1 is scheduled to start filming next spring of 2016, probably right around or before Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice hits theaters. Basically, all the article said was spring 2016. It didn't specify an actual start date, but spring of 2016, Zack Snyder and company will begin filming the Justice League Part 1, which is due out in theaters November 17th, 2017. Oh, I can't wait for all these movies to come out. Oh well, it's going to go by fast before we know it, and all these movies will be here. But this is exciting to hear about Justice League to begin production, because that means eventually, and possibly very, very soon, quite soon, we will get announcements and confirmations from Warner Brothers as to who will be playing Green Lantern. Hopefully it's the Jon Stewart version, and who will be playing the Flash. Because quite frankly, you guys, I have not been able to find a single article that's definitely 100% guaranteeing, confirming that role is being played by Ezra Miller. You know, all these reports keep saying that Ezra Miller will be the Flash in the DC cinematic universe, the Flash, aka Barry Allen. That's the version they're going for. So I'm pretty sure it's definitely true. I just haven't been able to find any concrete confirmed stories or reports on it. But hopefully we get that confirmation soon, now that we know the Justice League Part 1 is scheduled to begin filming next spring, while Wonder Woman, which will be starring Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, that we know of definitely, will begin filming later this fall in London, I believe. So yeah, it's very exciting stuff. And finally, in our last story of this episode, Russell Crowe has joined the cast of Kong, Skull Island, the reboot of the King Kong franchise, due out in theaters March 10th, I believe, also 2017, by Universal Pictures. I believe he has replaced the role, which was going to be played originally by J.K. Simmons or Michael Keaton, because unfortunately I believe both actors have dropped out due to scheduling commitments and other projects that they are working on. So unfortunately both of them have dropped out, while Russell Crowe has just signed aboard, and what kind of role he'll be playing is beyond me. Not much is really known about this movie except what J.K. Simmons revealed a while ago before he left the project. He said that it would be set the early 1970s, and a part of the movie would take place in Detroit. Hell, maybe that's where the ship sails out from, is Detroit, and not necessarily New York City like the other Kong movies. Who knows? But, you know, that movie's still a couple of years away, unfortunately, and we'll probably get more information as we get closer to it. Maybe towards the middle or the end of next year, we'll get some more concrete details. But for now, Russell Crowe has joined the cast of Kong, Skull Island, a reboot of the King Kong franchise from Universal, and hopefully it will eventually inevitably lead to a showdown or a team-up movie with the most recent Godzilla from Legendary Pictures and Warner Brothers. However, because of the splitting of the partnership between Legendary Pictures and Warner Brothers, Godzilla could very well fall into the hands of Universal. So hopefully a King Kong versus Godzilla movie would happen. but we can only dream and hope. But for now, I'm very, very excited and pleased with all of these recent announcements and all the stories I covered in this video. I hope you guys feel the same way and are just as excited about it. Did I forget anything or leave any details out? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. What are you looking forward to in the next couple years? What do you think they should do with these characters, these stories? And yeah, overall, thanks for tuning in and staying up to date here on the Edward. Stay tuned for more videos as we continue to watch and enjoy Scream, Zoo, Falling Skies, and The Strain here this summer on all of our favorite networks. And stay tuned for all of your episode recap and review needs. Thanks again for tuning in, you guys, and I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.